Hey, coaches, got a treat for you today. A buddy of mine, Steve Brooks, who is the head football coach at CBA Cox. He's been there the last 7 years. Uh, he plays in a super difficult conference. He's a 3A school, but he plays in a tough 3A, 4A split conference. So he's having to fight big dogs almost every single week. He's made the playoffs 5 out of 7 years, runs a super explosive offense, and he's an all-around good guy on top of all that. So, Steve, we're going to turn it over to you, buddy.
Joe, I appreciate you having me. Excited to get to talk about our program and our offense. We're an air raid school, and like Joe said, we play in a 3A, 4A split conference. I like to call the 4A schools that we play kind of like the SEC West. So much talent, so much depth, and then at ACOC, never been known as a football powerhouse, but in the 7 years that I've been there, we've been able to change the culture and we've got a great group of coaches, great group of kids, parents, community's very supportive, and I'm just lucky to be there. But today we're going to talk about our Y Cross, just 4 different ways that we run it. I hope, Coach, you can see that there. Just if that's
Yeah, that's perfect, Coach.
perfect. All right, so this is just our base formation, how we run. In our air raid scheme, the Y Cross, we call it Saint. 90% of the time, we're going to run this play from right to left. Very old school Lincoln Riley, Mike Leach kind of way. Even though you can kind of see that Lincoln has changed some things and started running it from left to right. And actually, when we do that, just to make words similar and things like that for our kids, when we go left to right, we actually call it crook. So it's Saint when we go right to left, crook when we go left to right. And it's been a big explosive play for us in our offense. I've had 4 quarterbacks that have thrown for over 2,000 yards, and this is probably hands down their favorite play. The way we teach it, and I'll just go from left to right. This is ace for us. Most air raid teams, this is ace formation. X is on the left, Z is on the right, or however you do it. But we like to have our most explosive player be the Y. For us, the last couple of years, this was our speed guy, and we liked him going across the middle and being able to try to outrun linebackers and find grass in front of the safeties. But as I said, we'll start from left to right. X is our number one read. We like to call it read 1A for our quarterback. If he gets any kind of press coverage, or if he thinks he has a go ball there that he feels 100% he can complete, and if the safety is inside the hash, he has the green light to throw the X on the fade. The second read is 1B for us. It's the 10-yard out. I know a lot of teams run the 5-yard out. Some teams run a 5-stick hitch or choice route, however you want to call it, reading that outside linebacker. But for us, we like to teach our kids to press for 8 yards and roll your hips and roll out of it into a 10-yard out. This particular way we run this this play, we're going to try to read the flat defender, and we feel great about our matchup against the linebacker. Our quarterback is pre-snap read. He's looking for that green light, and then he's getting his eyes on who's going to be the flat defender, and can that guy take away the 10-yard out. If the 10-yard out's taken away, his third read goes back to the cross with the Y trying to find grass and sit in front of the safeties. And if we get split safeties that go wide the hash, the Y's taught to get vertical. But obviously he's taught under Sam over Mike, and then find grass, split the safeties if the safeties go wide. If the safeties sit or just backpedal slightly, then he's going to continue to cross the field to the far numbers. Then the backside read is we've got a Z on a 14, or really it's a 12 back to 10 curl with the running back checking protection and running to the flat. So with that being said, I'm going to click the next play just to show you real quick the different ways we run this, and or the 3 to 4 major ways we run this play, and then we can show you some video. So that was ace for us. This is This is with a flipper back set, or what I call a flipper back set. Some people call it a sniffer. We can set the back when we do this particular play. We like it out of the pistol. We're a heavy power and counter team out of the sniffer back set, but the back can be offset away from the sniffer and come across. And as much as we run power and counter, this play here has been good for us in our play action. Um, Same reads. The only thing I obviously would be a little bit different is he's going to look, and it says Y over here. I'm sorry, that should have been an X, but this guy, that's just an alert. That's pre-snap if he's got press coverage. After that, he's going to read the crosser to the flat, and then the quarterback. If neither one of those guys are open, he's gonna run it. So that's for us. That's bull. Air means we're play action. 95 Saint. This is dart. Now this is what everybody's kind of getting to nowadays, where the slot fade with the Y cross. This has been a good play for us. We seem to do well with it in the summer, and we seem to do well with it at times in practice. It's probably really, my fault. I don't call it enough in the games, but it's definitely something where I think we're getting to as well. We know if we have an off corner with this H, that hitch is going to be there late, but we're going to try to find, as we drop, we're going to read the safety on the near hash. If he gets vertical, or not vertical, he gets wide trying to go with the X deep and the corner drops, then we're going to try to hit the cross, or we're going to come back to the hitch. But if we get a corner that sits flat and a safety that backpedals, we're going to read the slot fade to the cross back here to the either the hitch or the curl. But that's we call that Beaver. And then one last way we've run it, and I got this from Drew Piscopo out in the mountains, a buddy of mine, air raid guy, and it might not be exactly how he runs it, but it's been big for us. But we have an alert. This is what we call early swap, where we're really going to try to get our dude out here one-on-one, or not one-on-one, but we just in a different place, align differently, just to see how defenses will align to him. But we have an alert with the X, and then we're going to read the cross to 95% of the time. We're going to try to hit that Y in that slant post window. I got a couple clips on here where we hit this guy just because that H is running that slot fade. It really has given us that tight window to throw. Let me go back and say it. We're actually going to read this Y back to the cross. So we're going to read the alert, the Y running the slant post back to the cross. So that's the four major ways we run it. And I'm going to pull up some video now and show it to you. Coach, can you see that video?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to enlarge it and hit play. So this first one we got here, this is just us running regular ace. And now our back and our quarterback, I did give them free reign. I know a lot of air raid teams they're stuck on that back's got to be away from where you're throwing the cross. I kind of give my quarterback the reign to where he feels protection and where he needs to set the back. Sometimes he'll tell the running back to line up over here on to the side where we got the out and the cross coming to, just because he likes to flash him. Or we had teams that would align to that big running back that we had, and I just let them play games, and as long as he gets where he needs to get to, as long as he gets to his protection, that didn't really bother me as much as making sure he wasn't laying on his back. So we'll go through a couple of these and let everyone see what we're doing. Here we had the go ball and then the out. Our quarterback felt like he had to throw, and so he took it. But you saw you had to go, you had the 10-yard out, which he probably could have taken, and then you had to cross back across the middle of the field. Here's us running out of ace again. This is actually us running crook. with the slot fade on the other side. This is a kid here. The kid that catches the ball is a sophomore for us. Feel like he's going to have a chance to be a really, really good football player. But we had slot fade at the top with the cross. Opened up, and quarterback found the guy to hit. Here was us running. This was our beaver out of ace. We had, slot fade down here to the bottom, and the cross. Really good job. That's against a 4A, or actually, I'm sorry, that's against J.H. Rose, which they're a really dominant now 3A program. They won a bunch of state championships as a 4A team. Sorry about the sound. This is us running that post. This is out of trips. And here is us running out of the flipper back set. Here's just regular ace, him hitting the 10-yard out. So he knew he didn't have the go ball, but he felt he had the one-on-one with the 10-yard out, or beating the flat defender, let me say that. So he takes what's given to him. Big play. First down. All right, Coach, that's how we run Y Cross, and, been real fortunate, have some really good kids, really good athletes, playing our offense, kids trying to understand it, wanting to get better, studying everything they need to study to make it work better, and, just going to continue to try to get better.
Steve, that was fantastic, man. I like your concept of putting your stud at the Y, and also go back through the when you're running the smash or the hitch fade concept. How are you reading? Are you reading the hitch fade first on that? Because that thing looked really nice when you were doing it.
Yeah, we're gonna read. Yes, sir. We're gonna read the hitch fade first. We're gonna try to find out where this safety is on this hash. If he's gonna go wide with that fade, then we feel like we've got a whole shot there with the cross. And if he continues to kind of sits or stays inside the hash or sits flat, then we feel like we've got a shot there.
That's awesome, man. Great job of showing the different formations you can run this thing out of. Coaches, hit some thumbs up, and we might be able to get Steve back on here before he starts his own channel, and keep it up, Steve. That was fantastic, man. I appreciate you coming on.
Well, I just really appreciate it. And obviously I'm not, we're not perfect at this, and I think as coaches, I think this has been a great time for us to really communicate with each other and share and try to get better. And that's all we're trying to do. And I'm just so thankful for what you do. And I sit up lots of nights, especially while we've been out with this thing, watching your videos over and over and over. You're the master of this stuff. So if I can get like you, I'll be okay. But I really appreciate you having me on. It means a lot.
Well, I appreciate it, man. That was fantastic. Thanks a lot.